All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're looking at something really interesting.
Yeah.
And I was pretty surprised when I saw this news.
Yeah, me too.
So, Detroit is apparently going to be the first major U.S. city to accept crypto for, like, city services.
That's right, yeah.
It's a pretty wild idea when you think about it.
Definitely.
I'm looking at this article here that you sent me, and it says that residents will be able to use crypto to pay for things like taxes and city fees.
Wow.
Starting as early as mid-2025.
Okay. So?
Yeah, so it's not super far off.
Too far off.
And they're going to be working with PayPal to make it all happen.
Interesting.
And, the mayor, Mike Duggan, says this is part of his plan to make Detroit like a tech hub.
Oh.
But, what does that really mean
Yeah, that's a great question.
for the people who live in Detroit?
Because at the end of the day, that's what matters, right?
Right, exactly.
Like, how is this actually going to affect people's day-to-day lives?
Yeah. Yeah, are they going to wake up one morning
Yeah.
and suddenly everything's different? Are they even going to notice?
Yeah. Right. And you have to think about, is this something that people even want?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, are people in Detroit clamoring to pay their taxes with Bitcoin?
Or is this just like a flashy headline?
Right.
You know?
Is this really going to make a difference, or is it just, a way to get some attention?
Yeah.
I think that's something that we really need to delve into.
Yeah, definitely. And the article does touch on some potential benefits.
Yeah.
They talk about, convenience
Yeah.
for people who are already using crypto.
Right. If you're already comfortable,
Yeah.
using Bitcoin or whatever to buy things,
Right.
why not use it to pay your taxes as well?
Makes sense.
Um,
But it goes beyond that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They also talk about the potential for financial inclusion.
Now that's a big one.
Yeah, can you explain that a little bit?
Sure. So, a lot of people don't have access to traditional banking
Right.
for various reasons. And cryptocurrency kind of offers...
Talk around that.
It does, yeah. It's decentralized. So
Yeah.
you don't need a bank to participate.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So this could open up, a whole new world
Mhm.
of financial services to folks who have been traditionally excluded.
Yeah, especially I'm thinking about, like, Detroit has a significant unbanked population. Right.
Exactly. That's what makes this so potentially impactful.
Yeah, so this could be a really big deal
It could.
for those folks.
Yeah.
But, it's not all sunshine and roses.
Of course not.
The article also mentions some pretty significant challenges.
Right.
One of the biggest ones that jumps out at me is the volatility issue.
Oh, yeah. The infamous crypto volatility.
Right. It's famous for its ups and downs.
Yeah.
How can the city
Yeah.
manage that risk?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah, when it comes to something as important as tax revenue.
You're talking about central city services here.
Right.
We're talking about things that people rely on.
Right.
Police, fire.
Infrastructure, all that stuff.
Yeah, road schools, all of that.
Right.
Depends on that tax revenue.
Right.
So how do they protect themselves from these wild swings
Yeah.
in the crypto market?
Is there anything in the article that talks about how they plan to do that?
They don't get into specifics,
Okay.
but there are a couple of possibilities.
Oh.
One option would be to immediately convert any crypto payments they receive
Okay.
back into U.S. dollars.
So just immediately get rid of the risk.
Yeah, basically limit their exposure
Okay.
to those price swings.
I see.
Another possibility would be to explore using stablecoins.
Stablecoins now, they're a little different, right?
They are, yeah, they're cryptocurrencies,
Okay.
but they're designed to be pegged to a stable asset like the U.S. dollar.
Oh, so they're kind of like...
More stable.
Exactly. They're designed to be less volatile.
Okay.
But, how they actually plan to manage this
Yeah.
remains to be seen. Okay, so that's one big challenge. But there's another one that I think is really important, and that's the whole security aspect.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
You hear all these stories about, you know, crypto scams.
All the time, right?
And hacks.
It seems like every other week there's some new hack.
Right. And how can the city
Yeah.
ensure that these transactions are safe?
Right.
For everyone involved.
That's a really important consideration.
Yeah.
I think partnering with PayPal is a good first step.
Okay.
Because they already have pretty robust security measures in place.
They've been doing this for a
They
while.
have a lot of experience, but I would imagine that the city's going to have to implement additional security protocols, things like multi-factor authentication, secure wallets, all those sorts of things.
To protect themselves and to protect the residents.
Exactly.
And then there's another challenge that I think we need to talk about, and that's the digital divide.
Oh, yeah, that's a crucial one.
Not everyone has access
Right.
to technology
Right.
or the knowledge to navigate the world of crypto.
It can be very confusing.
It can be very intimidating.
Right.
Right, and so how can the city make sure that this new system doesn't leave anyone behind?
Yeah, that's the equity question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think there are a few things they could do.
Okay.
They could offer digital literacy programs.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, especially targeting communities with lower rates of technology adoption.
Okay.
They could also partner with local organizations to provide free or subsidized internet access.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because, even if you have the knowledge, if you can't get online,
you can't do anything.
it doesn't matter.
So those are some good ideas.
Hopefully they're thinking about these things.
Yeah. So, it's a lot to think about.
It is.
Let's just try to picture this for a second.
Okay.
Okay, you're in Detroit.
Right, I'm there.
You get your property tax bill, and you pull out your phone, and you pay it with Bitcoin.
Wow, that's a pretty futuristic image.
Or you need to renew your business license, and you do it with Ethereum.
That's pretty wild.
It's a pretty big shift.
It is.
But would you actually use it?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would it be easier than what you do now?
I don't know. I'm so used to just paying online with my credit card.
Right.
But I guess if I was already using crypto.
Yeah, maybe it would be more convenient.
Maybe.
But I think the bigger question is, will this actually improve people's lives?
Right.
That's what really matters.
It's not just about being flashy and new.
Right. It's not about adopting the latest technology, just for the sake of it.
It's about making things better.
Exactly.
For the people who live in Detroit.
Right.
Yeah. So it's definitely a bold move.
It is.
Detroit seems to be really trying to become a more tech-inclusive city.
Yeah, they're trying to position themselves as a leader in this space.
Yeah. But there's a lot to consider. And what happens next really depends on how they handle these challenges.
Right. They need to have a solid plan.
And they need to prioritize.
Yeah.
The needs of all Detroiters.
Exactly. Not just the tech-savvy ones.
Exactly. Yeah, this is really just the beginning.
It is the first chapter in a much longer story.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how this unfolds.
Me too.
And what kind of impact it has.
Yeah, how is this going to affect Detroit's economic development?
Yeah, will it attract more tech-savvy businesses?
Right. Will it bring in new talent?
And individuals?
Will it spark innovation?
Will it create new opportunities? We don't have those answers today.
No, we don't.
But it's exciting to think about the possibilities.
It is. And I think this is something that everyone should be paying attention to.
Yeah.
Because this could have implications far beyond Detroit.
Absolutely.
This could really change the way we think about city services and how we interact with our government.
Yeah. This is a big one, folks. So thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Detroit's crypto move. Keep an eye on this one because it's going to be interesting.
It certainly is. Host